Project Zomboid, the game that explains precisely how you will die in the zombie apocalypse. Meet me. Well, not exactly me, I don't walk with anywhere near that much swagger. I also forgot to change my name. It turns out I'd be absolutely terrible in witness protection. I'm underweight but eat a shit ton. I'm unlucky, I not read good, drive like my missus, worked a lot in Swansea, grew up with my mother's cooking, cracking with a plaster, and could outrun my darkest of demons. I'm also terrible at this game, so while I'm learning, I've got the loot spawns on plentiful. The first thing I do is arm myself with a kitchen knife, and then I have a little look around the house to see what's cracking. I find everything from word searches to cooking books, but sadly it seems I'm too thick to read. So I stand in the middle of the living room practicing my combat stance. Stabby, stabby. But sadly, before I can explore anymore, I get a knock at my back door, but as I've told my missus, that's an exit only point, I'm afraid. But on this occasion, I accidentally let him in. No! I somehow avoid the bite as I fumble around desperately. I then break my knife stabbing the Z, and end up pushing him to the ground where I stamp on his face. Oh my god, well that could have gone better, and as you can probably tell, I'm still having issues with OBS. Think I'll just stick to the commentary on this one. After ripping up all of his clothing to be used later for bandages, I've got to get rid of a naked body. That proves harder than I first thought, as we have a second zombie in the backyard, and my only fighting skills are the same as a pissed up Valley's boy who thinks he can fight. Come on then, let's have you in. I dump the first corpse, then remove the clothes of the second, right next to a children's climbing frame. That's some serious red flag vibes if I'm being honest with you. I find myself a crowbar in the cupboard, then go and have an explore of the neighbourhood. One swift backhand of this prick knocks him on his arse, then I kick his bloody head in. It turns out this zombie was packing some serious shit. Pistol, nightstick, bulletproof vest. Wait, hang on, sorry, there's another I've got to escape. Take that, you little bitch. What are you doing? No, you can't bite me back. I push her off and crush her skull, but my moodles now ain't looking too sharp. Laceration on my left hand and I'm bleeding. When choosing between rip sheets or dirty rags, I decide to go with the cleaner option. I then collect the gun and the bulletproof vest off the dead copper. Now I'm really ready for the apocalypse. He says as he creeps back to his starter home. I clean all the dirty rags I've collected off corpses in the kitchen sink, then find makeup in the bathroom, of which I apply appropriately. Then after munching down all the zucchini and radish a growing boy needs, I once again head out to explore. There seems to be another small gathering around my back entrance. Bloody hell boys, it's not a tourist destination. I deck out the first but fumble the second, and now I have massive external bleeding. So I do what anyone in my position would do, walk away at a leisurely pace while leaking my internal fluids. But I fumble the fight and get absolutely annihilated. I do actually manage to escape, but with that much trauma it's not for long. Surviving for 4 hours killing 4 zombies. That might be a new record for me. I'm just sad I didn't get to use my gun. And if you enjoyed this and want to see more Project Zomboid, let me know with a like and a comment down below. Any advice on the game would be very much appreciated. Let's try this again. And this time I've gone with a shirt that resembles a high-vis jacket. You know, for the health and safety purposes. And you wouldn't believe it, I actually find a gun in the bedside drawer. God bless America. I then do what any non-American does when they first find a gun and wave it around aimlessly. But who knows, maybe that's just me. I then watch 5 minutes of TV before my ADHD kicks in, and I've got to go outside to explore the world some more. And would you look at that, we got ourselves some target practice, baby. I pistol whip him when he gets too close, but again we end up getting munched on. There very much seems to be a trend here, but at least I can knock him on his arse and curve stomp the bitch. And with 1 dead and 2 more approaching, I whip out the pistol and just start blasting. Probably should work on my aim though. It takes another 3 close range shots to drop it, but while I'm literally stealing the clothes off a dead guy's back, a sizable crowd approach me. I think I might need to get out of here, although I'm still severely injured. But just because I'm leaking all my vital fluids doesn't mean I can't sprint with the vigor of a younger man. I mean, I almost certainly shouldn't given the increased heart rate and that, but even so. After realizing the tree line is probably a place I shouldn't be, I aim for the neighbor's house to try and lose him. Unfortunately though, the door's locked, because of course it fucking is, so I once again run away in the most robotic way imaginable. But I still haven't managed to craft any bandages to stem my extreme bleeding. God damn it, this must be what it's like to be popular. I make it to a beachfront but have no idea which way to follow the water. You could say I'm very much in a mild panic right now. I manually eject the magazine and refill it before reinstalling it. God damn it, I wish there was just a single button I can press to do the hard work for me. Still in some considerable discomfort, I pause to turn my socks into bandages. But before I can apply them, I realise the size of the horde that's chasing me. This might be a situation we struggle to get out of. Livestream chat suggests I tried to lose them by entering through houses. Like that's possible when I'm in a motherfucking field. I run through some more woods and get back to the beach, where I'm finally able to bandage my wound with my smelly socks. I'm sure this won't become more of an issue later. I try shooting another but end up just taking more injuries, and once again having to escape a crowd that's growing by the second. I'm starting to think guns are a bad idea. I run back to the field and eventually make it to a road. Now I just need to find a car and I'll be laughing. As a burglar, my secret skill is hot wiring, which should technically make me a car thief, but potato potato. I finally find myself a car and now I just need to get into it. But that turns out to be impossible with all the dickheads I've got following me. So I once again leg it. And I'm actually able to find another car. car, which I'm able to get inside, but actually have no idea on how to hotwire it. And there's no key in the ignition. I guess that would be too easy, right? I tried to leave the car, but with massive hordes around me, that doesn't really go too well. Another 4-hour run, but this time we only managed to kill 3 zombies. It seems we are regressing. I guess it's time for our third life in as little as 30 minutes. I also immediately fuck up by pressing Q. So it looks like we're gonna have to get out of here rather sharpish. I find a hammer and crowbar in the cupboard, then I get the hell out of there. And I feel my best bet for breaking my survival record is to find a fully fueled car and go for a leisurely drive. But first it seems a couple of bitches want to catch some of these hands. And I'm sure you agree I certainly need to work on my combat skills, even if my lad is bloody petrified. The fight actually starts off pretty well, backing away, smacking one at a time. I even hop a fence to try and slow the flow, which I'd say actually works pretty well. I then run away to get some distance, and once again start caving in skulls one at a time, narrowly avoiding any damage. This is without a shadow of a doubt the longest I've ever gone before taking damage. Is this what it feels like to learn something? Am I finally becoming a competent player? In all honesty, that's unlikely as I'm now just running around the streets. So I tried taking refuge in a nearby house, but the bastards had locked their windows. God damn it, nobody ever thinks of the burglar population, you know? It's really tough out here trying to ransack houses, and people are just making it harder by locking up their doors and windows. At this point, I'm now thirsty and overheated, and considering I've completely lost my home, literally any 4 walls and a roof will do right now. But everybody's locked their bastard windows, man. So just like my youth, it looks like I'm going back to garden hopping. At this point, literally everything is chasing me, and I'm proper thirsty now. So I hop over this proper high fence thinking that nothing will be able to follow me. This actually works out for the best as I find a vending machine. So I drink all the orangeade I can to quench my thirst, but I'm exhausted and moist from running for my life. I take out one Zed who's got a knife in his back, which is relatable, am I right, lads? Then some dickhead in a hard hat thinks he can have a go. But this is no blue-collar worker. White shirt and blue trousers, this bastard is a pencil pusher. And the fucker's helmet seems to be negating my crowbar assault. So I push him on his arse and stomp the boy out. But it seems I've finally taken some damage. So I start tearing up zombie clothes to stem the bleeding. But it seems someone's heard the commotion, so it looks like we're going back to fighting. Have some of that, you bitch. I managed to bandage up my lacerated forearm, but I don't get a chance to pinch myself a new hard hat due to the crowds getting a bit handsy. I escape with no issues, but decide it's probably for the best to get out of here. It's now proper dark like, and I'm exhausted. I just need somewhere safe to lay my head for the night. Well, that direction is certainly a no-go. I actually managed to creep up on this house with the door unlocked, but there's a zombie inside, who just so happens to wander off when I open the door. Alright, well I'm certainly not going to complain about that. But now another zombie's at my door. Well, I'm in no mood for a fight in the dark, especially with that horde only around the corner. So I escape through the back window, and hop the fence and enter the neighbour's home. There's no sign of the dead, so I close all the curtains, then clean all of my dirty rags in the toilet bowl. Sanitary. And while I'm in the bathroom, I treat myself to a fully clothed shower. It's so convenient being able to wash your clothes and yourself at the same time. I'm just surprised more people don't do it. And after that, I'm ready to rest my head for the night. But no, apparently I'm not tired enough. So I'll make the bastard tired by boring him to sleep. How about reading something for 3 hours that isn't your Twitter timeline? But finally I get tired enough that I can sleep in the bed. Bloody about time. I awake early the next morning and decide now would be a great time to train and become an electrician, because I have a fantastic habit of living long enough to properly use those skills. And now that the sun is properly up, let's go and investigate the neighbourhood I couldn't see properly last night. Well, at least I've finally been able to find myself a car. Oh shit, that's a lot of Zeds. So I take refuge in the car, but again can't figure out how to start the bloody thing. And it doesn't help that we have plenty of Zeds approaching us. Considerably more Zeds than I first thought, in all honesty. And what a time to fall over, you prick. And with so many crowded around me, it's next to impossible to fight them off. I smack my keyboard and click my mouse, but fuck all will work. And just when I thought I've managed to break away, they pull me right back in. Rest in peace, my friend. You were terrible at literally everything, but at least you managed to survive for longer than the last two. 11 hours has to be a new record for me, even if most of those were sleeping. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you want to see more, please let me know. It's a game that I'd really like to try and learn. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.